okay. That's okay. We will survive. So how are we all doing? Welcome in. We'll just shrink that circle just slightly. So yeah, let's get this Spotlight Hour underway. Today, it is Sableye, the sneaky little gem-stealing goblin Pokemon. Hey, new loading screen. This is the first time I've opened the game for today, so it's the first time I've noticed the new loading screen. But that's cool. Corviknight is in. Corviknight is one of my favorite Pokemon. He's the death murder Terminator bird. So that must mean we're going to get Corviknight soon. I know that they announced, I saw it the other day, but that's a good thing. Oh my god, Professor asking us questions. Welcome, Jimmy. Ryan and I were just discussing some strange weather that we've observed recently. Heat one moment, cold thunderstorms the next. Dude, you're just in Melbourne. That's Melbourne weather to a T. It's nothing strange. It's just normal. Absolutely bizarre. Indeed, I wonder how wild Pokemon will adapt to these environmental changes. Just like the humans have to, because global warming. We're all having to deal with it, Professor. It's not just the Pokemons. Would you look into it and report your findings while I investigate? Sure. Sure, I can do that. So, yeah, that doesn't really matter because it's not part of our today's adventure, so we'll just get to that another time, but I thought I'd read that just because why not? I really wish they would stack the new ones at the top. I think it's that one, Jewel Destinies. I think that's the new one. Is that the new one? Probably the new one. So yeah, we'll get into that when we get into that. But start of a new season. Chat, can you come back, please? Because I need my chat so I can see my chat. Not that. Okay, we do have somebody. What is the next raid hour? Tomorrow night's raid hour is I saw them. I did see them. I can't remember off the top of my head. Just Google it, dude. Like, seriously. Google is a thing. It does exist. That's the easiest way. Don't just wait until I start streaming to ask me questions that can easily be answered by Google. Honestly, I've looked at them. I know the Spotlight Hours. I know it's Genesect. I knew that I knew what it was. The next two are Genesect, unfortunately. So we have 2 Genesect raid hours, and then it's other things. I can't remember what's after Genesect. But I knew that I'd remember. I'm just like, hang on, I know what it is. I only saw it like a day or two ago. Yeah, Genesect with Shock Drive, I think it is. Someone correct me if I am wrong. But yeah, I'm assuming that it's Genesect with Shock Drive. I know that it's Genesect. I'm thinking it's Shock Drive, Genesect. Anyway, our Spotlight Hour has started. We have our little Sableyes. Sableye is a boosted XP catch, I think. Isn't it a boosted XP catch already without the bonus? I think it's off the top of my head. 2,250 dust per catch. Well, there you go. Wow, and that was my first catch of the day. So we got 3,300 dust for it. That's a lot of dust. So if you're in the need of Stardust, definitely worth stocking up tonight, guys. Personally, I already have an abundance of Stardust, so I'm not really too keen on it. So yeah, we'll just see how we go. Of course, my game is lagging. Good times. It is a bit warm, so I should get out of the car so my phone doesn't overheat. But anyway, Star Piece. I probably won't be doing a lot of catching, so it's probably not much point putting on a Star Piece. I can. I mean, I may as well. Do have an abundance of them. May as well, since we've got them. Alright, let's get going. Let's grab my keys and let's start walking. Honestly, I'm probably not going to need my charger. I'll just leave that there. That's all good. Should I take my water? Yeah, we'll take water. Because it is warm. Alright, let's get into it. I just hate Sableye because it is a pain in the ass to catch. That breeze is pretty nice, not gonna lie. It's been a hot day today, but it's cooled off. Nice cool breeze now. Maybe gives me an excuse to use some of these Ultra Balls that I've been stockpiling, given that I have over 700 of them now. You know what? Let's start using. I don't know what I'm saving them for. I may as well use them. I've got them. Oh my god, dude! This is exactly what I said. This is why I hate catching Sableye, because it's just a jerk of a thing to catch. You know what? You can just go away. You're going to be difficult like that. I've got better things to do than try and catch the same Pokemon 73 times. Hey, we actually caught one. Good times. See, the thing is, if I am going to be doing catching, limits the amount that I'm actually going to encounter. I can't see my screen. How you doing, Woo? Welcome in. Too long, not a long time no speak? Yes, it has been. How have you been, man? Long time. When was the last time you were actually... Would have been a while ago now. Yo. Zenith, welcome in. How you doing? Oh my god, dude, just chillax. End up wasting all of them. About 3 months. Okay, that hasn't been too long. I thought it was longer than that. But how is everybody's day? Of course. You hit that. There's, for some reason, this part of the trail is always shocking internet. How did everybody do? We didn't have anything on the weekend. How did everybody finish off the max out event? Anybody get anything special? I don't really do anything. I was pretty much done with that event. I was like, cool. There's not really much left for you to get. How you doing, Lachlan? Welcome in. I look good in 240. Is that telling me that? Is that a nice way of saying that I only look good in 240p? Because, dude, that's pretty mean. That's incredibly mean of you, man. How was my birthday? It was good. It was fairly quiet. Didn't really do much. Did a workout during the day like I usually do. Because I'm not 12 anymore, so birthdays just aren't that special. It's just another day on the calendar, and it's like, yay! A year closer to death. Let's celebrate the fact that I'm now 1 foot into the grave. No, but it was good. I went out with my family for dinner. With my parents, just had some dinner, did a workout, talked to some friends. Yeah, same old, really. But thank you for asking. He was all right. Oh my freaking god, dude! Just Sableye, I'm just gonna drop kick you across the room if you keep doing this. I hate these things so much. Please don't be the same one that I was just trying to catch. Any Pokemon that is this difficult to catch is just irritating. It's why I don't like starters. Because the starters are just unnecessarily hard to catch. I still look... Okay, thank you for rephrasing that. Now, you didn't hurt my feelings as bad, so I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Also, happy belated birthday. Cheers, dude. Cheers, dude. Much appreciated. Should have taken a screenshot of how much Stardust I actually had when I started, but it doesn't really matter. It was something close to that. We'll just say 22,300,000. Evening, Jeff. How are we doing today? Oh, you're 100 CP. What is your issue? Green circle, 100 CP, still want to be a jerk. Yes, I wish there was more to talk about, because I mean, other than my birthday, nothing really happened this weekend in the game. It's been a bit of a lull since we've had our big events, the Wild Area event. So yeah, hasn't been a lot really going on in game. I did play some Phas earlier, Phasmophobia, which is the first time I played that in like 4 years. With one of my friends, she wanted to play, so I was like, hey, let's play some Phasmophobia today. So that's what I spent my afternoon doing, getting murdered by demons. We didn't do too well because it was her first time playing. So she was following me around like a little puppy, and every time she would get murdered, I'd end up getting murdered as well. But that was cool. It was fun. You keep getting shiny failings. You got one on the 28th, no, one on the 31st, and one on the 1st. Like, where you get no shinies in between. I don't know, dude. It was a boosted spawn for like the last part of the event because it was one of the bonuses for the last thing. I just wasn't clicking on them just because we had a heap of them for the raid day. So I was like, why do I need this shiny? It's not useful for anything. I've got a bunch of them already. They can go away. Hey Joshua, how you doing, man? Welcome in. How was your day? Just reclaimed your 20th gym. 20th gym. Now you're back on the couch. Fair enough, dude. I remember the good old days when I would go out and make sure that I had, you know, as many gyms as I could take under my belt. Pretty every gym around town I've already got gold, so there's just no point doing it anymore. There is a whole bunch of new gyms that I should do it with, but just don't have the motivation to do it. I've already got something ridiculous like 500,000 defending hours in gyms. Like, do I really need more? My days of defending gyms, they're behind me. Let's actually have a look. How many? Let's just do some shiny checking. That's a good question. I did check it recently, but I think you're a bit lost, Mr. Duskull. This is not your hour. New season, new Jimmy. Yeah, pretty much. I do feel a bit different. Aging. Not that, you know, one day makes any difference, but now that I do have a number next to my name, it's just like, you know what? Taking things a little bit more serious. So I've been trying to, you know, just think about things a little bit differently. Alright, none of them are shiny. Let's check our defending hours, and I suppose I should probably chuck an egg on as well while we're here. Defending hours. It is one of my platinum medals. Which one is the defender badge? 229,000 hours. So to get to your platinum medal, you needed 15,000 hours. I've done that how many times now? How many 15s go into 229,000? Somebody do the math for me, please. I can't do it off the top of my head because I'm terrible at math. That you just 15,000. No, it can't be 15,000. It wouldn't be 15,000. That's a bit excessive. Because it was only 220,000 or 20 and 30,000, not million, and with 15,000 per platinum medal. So I think you might there, but that's anyone else for the math skills because I just love getting killed by demons. You love when it happens. Also, you played this game. But in Roblox called a Blair. And one of your friends said, if you kill my ghost, you... okay, cool. That sounds just fantastic, dude. You got the Battle Girl badge this week. Is that the one for training? Oh no, that's the one for actually battling, yeah. You build hours in the gym leader badge, no badge, gold, and you're at 1.15 million hours. What the hell? What are you at, birthday boy? For the gym leader badge. What's the gym leader badge? Two more levels after that. Which one's the gym leader one? Kanto, collector, scientist, breeder, backpacker, battle girl, fan, Jodo, battle legend, master. Oh no, that's the gym leader. No, that's the one we were just talking about. That's the defender badge. I was like, hang on, didn't we just do that one? Yeah, I'm only at 229,000 hours. I'm sorry, I'm only at like just over 250,000. Thought I had a pretty big number there, but apparently not. Thanks for pissing all over my parade. Time to catch up, yeah. So 1 million, dude. I mean, that's a lot of. I'd probably be close to that if I was as persistent with the gyms as I used to be. I just don't have the energy to travel around town. I got other things going on, you know, going to the gym and all that sort of stuff. So it just takes up a lot of my time. So I just don't get out there and play the game as much as I used to. It's 15. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say too. 15,000 seems like a little much. Yeah. How you doing, Taff? Welcome in. 4K gym battles, you think? My gym battles were at... which one? Battle Girl? 9,859. So I'm a bit ahead of you. A bit over double the amount of gym battles. But you'll get there. Again, the gym battles come with the defender badge just because to get into a lot of the gyms I had to battle my way into them, so they just stack up. When you've got that many defending hours, your battling hours, well, not battling hours, but battles are probably going to be up pretty high as well. Gonna go have dinner? No worries, man. Enjoy your tasty, succulent Chinese meals. While you bike, that definitely helps. Lucy, how you doing? Hello from Australia. How are you doing? Rain the Sinister, is there one there? There isn't one to raid. So I cannot. Sorry to boast, but you're at 440,000 battles. Things okay? I have a life outside the game. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. It's not my fault. You like your showcase badge? I'm pretty high up on the showcase badge now as well. Just because I'm lucky, because a lot of the showcases that are close to my house, there's only a couple of people that really jump in them. And I think I'm probably the highest level / best Pokemon owner in that area of town. So I tend to win most of the ones that I jump into. Showcase, we are at 114. So not as many, but still not too shabby. Not too shabby. Terrible throw. I like half guessed myself as I was throwing the ball. I'm like, Oh well. Things are going good. Good to hear. That's what we want. We want everybody to be doing good. Life's too short to have a shit time. I'm the last one that can... Because honestly, there has been a lot of 2024 which has been just meh for me. So I think I'm a little bit excited as we go into 2025 because it's just like a whole new year, whole new chance of making this one actually good instead of just dwelling in self-pity and bad times, bad vibes, all of that stuff. But I did see a post the other day it was yesterday on Twitter, on Instagram, that was saying that this year, the first day of January, well, not this year, but next year, the first day of January is W, like it's on a Wednesday. So that means that the first 3 days of 2025 are WTF. That's like, oh, that doesn't bode well. Does that mean that 2025 is just going to be another one of those years? So far, all of the 2020s have just been, like, seriously? Seriously, universe? Why? Why have the last 4 years of existence, 5, I mean, that's because 2020, so last 5 years just been absolutely terrible? Why is the universe so cruel? Have I completed my lucky dex? No. Dude, I haven't even completed my normal Pokédex, let alone my lucky Pokédex. There are so many things that I just haven't added to my dex just because I haven't evolved things. But I'm not racing through it. I'm doing it at my own pace, just like leveling up. I'm still at level 46. Yeah, 46, going to 47. I'm in no rush. Everybody that's in the stream regularly knows, and they're just like, dude, hurry up and level up. I'm like, no, you can't make me. This is my life. Yes, so it's like 2,250 per catch with Star Piece on, just because it's already a boosted Stardust catch. So definitely worth it if you want to stock up. Hey, it's a huge Jimmy in 2025. Not yet, alright? I'm being optimistic. Leave me alone. Can't I dream that next year is actually going to be nice to me rather than just another kick in the balls like the last 5 years have been? Over 100 years ago, the world had the Roaring 20s. This century feels like it's the Whimpering 20s. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, back in the Roaring 20s, that was the time of, excess. Everybody, Hollywood was booming and industry was booming and nobody knew about global warming or about, finite resources. So everybody was just living in excess. These days we're just like, no, you can't do this because you're killing the world. Well, but I just want to catch Pokemon. But yes, I'm being optimistic because it's been a decent end to the year. It hasn't been as bad as what the mid-year was. But I should have known that this year was going to be bad since I started it with COVID. I literally caught COVID on the first day of the year. So it was off to a bad start from the very beginning. And then I went through like a mid-patch, which was okay, and then it sort of got to mid-year and I just hit a wall again. But we're over that wall. And yeah, like I said, as we're ending this year, we're in an okay place. We're optimistic that next year is going to be better. So stop damaging my high, alright guys? Stop shitting on my salad. Have a gift from British Columbia. Thank you. Did you still need to give? Can you send me a gift? Have I actually opened one of your gifts recently? Well, there is a couple of... I'm tempted to actually do those Beldums. Because... Oh, you just sent me one. Well, thank you. And by BC, I'm assuming that you meant British Columbia, because that is Canada. Yes. I was right, and you're not just saying, here's a gift from before Christ. Wait, they had Pokemon Go back then? Which team was Jesus on? Probably Mystic. Makes sense. I thought so. You thought, no, the British Columbia thing. But no, she is on Team Mystic, and she was having a go at me the other day about bad-mouthing Team Mystic. So for all I know, she does mean, like, yes, Jesus was on Team Mystic, okay? And how dare you think otherwise? Welcome back, Mac. How was your dinner? What did you have for dinner? Did you have steak? I had steak last night. Steak is good. Oh my god, these things are being so annoying. I've already used like 80 Ultra Balls just trying to catch these. I'm already 24 minutes in. Oh my god. Oops. I am hungry. I ate food before gaming earlier, and we finished up early enough because I thought we were just going to keep gaming all the way through. But she was a bit sick of playing Phasmophobia because she didn't like the scariness to begin with. So it was hard to get her into the game. So once we kept dying, she was like, you know what, this isn't fun because I don't like it. I'm scared. So yeah, we didn't play for as long as I thought we were going to, and my back is full. Awesome. So yeah, I was actually able to fit in a workout afterwards. You know what, let's 4-star check. That will be quicker. No. Okay. It could be possible PvP ones in here, but I'm pretty sure Sableye is better as a... It's actually one of the rare ones, like Purified is better, isn't it? Because usually it's Shadow. God of War looks good. God of War always looks good though. It's one of those games that they put effort into, so they usually look pretty good. There's a couple of things I'm looking at getting at the moment. I want to get Bolt because there's a stream. There's a sale on Steam, so there's a lot of things that are sort of cheap at the moment. So I want to get Baldur's Gate. I want to get Stalker 2. But Stalker 2 isn't on sale, unfortunately, because it's like just released. What else did I want to get? There's a few other things. I can't remember what. I still got to play through Horizon Zero Dawn. I've had that on the computer for ages, but just haven't got around to playing it. But the expansion, not the expansion, but sort of like the second one. Can't remember what it's called now. Forbidden East or something like that. That's on sale, so I'm thinking of picking that up. And yeah, there's like a couple other things that I was interested in grabbing. May as well do it now while they're all on sale. What? What are you talking about, dude? Is called by your 4-year-old brother, crying about him being sick and a bad stepdad that no one in your family likes. Says it's your... Wait, what are you talking about, dude? Are you high right now? didn't get Need for Speed under. Yeah. I called it Underground instead of Unbound. Yeah, I haven't really been into the Need for Speed games for a while. So, probably won't bother about it. But yeah, it's only like $10 or something like that, under $10. So was Ace Combat 7, and I haven't played Ace Combat since like the first one. But I actually really enjoyed those games, like fighting jet simulator games. So I was thinking of maybe grabbing that. There's also Far Cry 5 is also under $10. So it's like, I might get that. And then Far Cry 6 is like $30 or something at the moment. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of games that are like super cheap. God, yeah. Might get God of War. Is that on sale? I didn't see if it was on sale or not. Should actually spin some of these Pokestops. Okay. I don't know what I've clicked on and what I haven't, so let's just shiny check and continue on. So we're halfway through. We still don't have a shiny. It's okay. We haven't got us through as many as we usually do because we have been catching. Which is usual. He acts nice to you and your little brothers, but to me, sorry, he acts nice to your two little brothers. But to you and he's a D-head. To your sister too. It's probably because you guys are older, sort of thing, so he's just not coddling you. Your mum is a narcissist. Guys, I'm sorry. Uh, 30, but it's down from 90, could be wrong. Okay. This is what I mean. There's too many games. I'm going to end up spending like $300-$400 just on buying games if I buy everything that I want. I don't have that money. But there's so many games that I can get cheap, and it's just like, if I don't buy them now, they'll be like $90, like you just said. So it's like, what do? Do I spend that $300 and just splurge on a whole bunch of games? Just so I've got them on backlog. Like, I won't even have them installed. Because I need to buy a new SSD. Like an actual dedicated pain in the butt. The amount of fun you're having with a simple 4-in-1 stylus. Best feature is a laser pointer. You have a laser pointer in your stylus? That's pretty cool. That's just nice. Okay. This time is best to stock up on games because they cheap on Steam. Yeah, no, I just said that. You're just parroting me, man. I just said that. I'm aware of it. We've been talking about it for like the past 10 minutes. A laser pointer, a flashlight, a pen, and a stylus. $4. Wait, are you offering this to me for $4, or is that how much you spent? It's like, Jimmy, I'll stay in my stylus. It's $4. Plus shipping and handling. How much you spend on that? Okay. Did you also get it from Steam? Is that Steam? So do we have any other recommendations? Look at, guys. Bad down here. Okay, I think we're doing better now. Hopefully internet is running. If the internet's still a bit shoddy, guys, just tell me. I cannot see my screens. There is so much glare. Is it chill drive? I thought it was shock drive. I know it's jet because we're talking about it at the start of the stream, but I can't remember which drive it's got. You're right, with chill drive. Just don't know. It's one or the other, chill or shock. I'm assuming it's going to be a shiny. Last time they released Genesect, it wasn't as a shiny, I think. I can't actually remember. Because they say it's one of those bosses that they seem to like chop and change whether or not the shiny is available. It's not always available. I mean, if there's no shiny available and we have it for the next 2 weeks, Niantic has absolutely screwed this month's worth of event. Like, first month of the season, and the raid bosses are fairly average. The Spotlight Hours are fairly average leading up to Christmas. And one of the raid hours is actually on Christmas Day. It's on the 25th, and it's just like, Niantic, why would you do that? Yes, I understand that it's a raid hour and they're always on Wednesdays because of, you know, the thing, but it's Christmas Day. Surely you could just move it. Just put it on the Tuesday, or put it on the day after, put it on the Thursday. It doesn't make a lot of sense. It's like, I understand that not everybody that plays the game celebrates Christmas, but still, you'd think that moving it would be just a smart thing for them to do, because it's just like, people are with their families and stuff celebrating Christmas. They're probably not going to be out doing raid hours. There's wind. Go away, fly. I'm getting so sick of these Sableyes being difficult for no reason other than they just pack of D-holes. I'm going to check things out. No worries. Yeah, like I said, next 2 weeks are Genesect, so we'll see how we go for interest in the races, at least for... We might have a few people for for tomorrow rather, but after 2 weeks, nobody's interested in raid bosses that last that long. So it's going to be a bit disappointing, I think, over the next couple of weeks. Yeah, not a great way to start the season off, I don't think. Definitely could have chose a better raid boss. Something that people are actually... Because it's not it's not good for anything. Because it's steel bug. So it's just doesn't have good typing. So yeah, I'm pretty sure Genesect isn't really good for anything. Melts under fire, exactly. It's got a double weakness to fire. So it's just not useful for anything. This bloody hair, will you stay out of my face? Wind is in the worst angle. She's just caught all those little side hairs that don't get tied back because they're not long enough. So they're all up in my face. And you can't even... Yeah, exactly. You can't trade it because it's a mythical. So yeah, it's a horrible... It's just crap. It's got a nice shiny, but again, it's not useful for anything, especially if it's got chill drive, or... It's just not useful, Niantic. Isn't Deoxys part of Unova as well? Couldn't they have given us the Deoxys instead? Because that would have been a better start to the season, have them feature one of them each week for the first month. Because it's been, like I was talking about this, was it during the wild area? I was talking about how we haven't had Deoxys in like years at this point. It's been ages since we've last had Deoxys. No worries, Taff. Enjoy the rest of your day. Oh my god, we actually caught one nice and easily, guys. With a critical. So one of the good things that they have sort of announced about this upcoming season is we are going to get the chance to fuse Kyurem with Reshiram and Zekrom sort of thing, so we can get black and white Zekrom, black and white Kyurem rather, which is pretty cool. They will pick up Kyurem's stats as well, so I'm pretty sure Kyurem one of the raid bosses later in the month, because it always seems to come out around the Christmas period, because it is the ice type dragon. Do we actually have any decent Kyurem? Okay, why are you? Have a look. Yep, we have a couple of decent ones. So yeah, definitely worth trying to track yourself down a decent Kyurem. Unfortunately, I don't think any of the shinies that I've got are any good, but we do have some not bad ones. That shiny's actually not too bad. Okay, most of the Kyurems that I've got are actually pretty good. So yeah, definitely worth trying to stock up on some decent Kyurems. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it's one of the raid bosses that we're getting this month. If not, it'll be just after Christmas. It'll be at some point during the season, given that it is part of the generation that we're going through right now. Or the region, I should say. Hey Stina, how you doing? Welcome in. How was your afternoon? Is it afternoon? Yeah, because you're in what, Central European time? Or are you guys up in the Arctic? Do you have Arctic time? It's morning, okay. It's hard to tell with Europe because it covers so many different time zones. So good morning, how are you doing? Actually, yeah, it makes sense that it's morning because it's still technically evening for me here. Even though during this time of year where the sun's still out, it's nearly 7 p.m, but it's still like, you know, quite bright out. I wouldn't really call this evening, it's still like late afternoon. Alright, we got 18 minutes left. Try and get ourselves a shiny. Continue stockpiling our Stardust. These want to continue giving me the shits. Any shinies? Nope. I do have shiny Sableye already, just none from today. Nope. That is not a Sableye. That is a Starly. The sun has just gone up and it's almost... See, that's why I couldn't stand living in like the Arctic regions. Just because during the winter, there's like no sun. What, does the sun set at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon as well? Yeah, it's bad enough where I am, and during like non-daylight savings time, it's dark by like 6 p.m. And it's just like, no, I don't like it. This is my favorite time of year. Summertime, daylight savings. Sun doesn't really go down until about 9 p.m. And then warm summer nights, you can be out doing stuff, and just, it's a fun time of year here in Australia, this summer period. as long as it's not 47 degrees. It does. How do you deal with that? Like, days just being so short. Like, I would just have seasonal depression all year round if that was the case. How much Stardust have I earned? A bit. I'll have a look. I haven't really been keeping track. We started with about 230 million, so... sorry, 230 million. I wish 230 million. 22 and 300,000. 22 million, 300,000. Learn how to say numbers, Jimmy. So at this point, we're probably a bit over 100,000 Stardust. So not too bad. I haven't been grinding like a lot of people do during their spotlight hours. I've still been taking it fairly casually, and they've been doing this to me all... I started off with about 780 Ultra Balls. I'm down to like 630. That's how many of these have been annoying me. Because every single Sableye has been taking like 3 to 4 balls to catch at minimum. Such an annoying Pokemon to catch. And then you get ones like this, which are over 1,000 CP. You know what? Just because. What's my favorite Pokemon? Charizard. Because I am a simple, simple boy. Although it's the opposite in the summer. Sun goes up at 3 in the morning and goes down at... That must screw with your circadian rhythms like so badly. It's hard, but yeah, I mean, once you grow up with it, you're probably used to it, but I just couldn't imagine it. Like I said, it's bad enough being here where the time, well, not the time differences, but the amount of sun that we get during winter in comparison to summertime. It's just, I don't like it. Give me summer year round. I need to move to Queensland because they don't have daylight savings because they're closer to the equator. So their days are just longer in general because they're not affected by the wobble of the earth during seasonal changes as much as the lower parts of Australia are, where I am from. The snow helps reflect the sun we get. Yeah, so that's something that we don't get a lot of in Australia. If you live in the Alp regions, like the Alpine regions in Australia, there's snow during the winter, but everywhere else, yeah, pretty hard pressed for snow. So during winter times, it's just crappy. It's just cold and windy and wet. There's no, oh my god, look at the magical snow, it's so wonderful. It's, you know, a winter wonderland. It's just crappy and grey. Yeah, Australia is definitely a summer nation. When it's not summertime, it's just shit. It's actually worse because we get, no, like I said, that winter wonderland would make it at least somewhat nice. Like the weather itself might be bitterly cold and horrible and stuff like that, but you still have that beauty attached to having the snow. Whereas in Australia, like I said, it's just gloomy and just shit. Because there's nothing special about the winter. Can we just catch one of these with the first ball, please? That would be fantastic. I am so sick of waiting multiple Ultra Balls on freaking Sableye. Oh, it's actually worse before the snow. couldn't imagine how bad this Spotlight Hour would have been if I didn't have all these Ultra Balls. Probably would have caught like 4 of these things in total so far. Shoveling snow isn't fun. Yeah, I can imagine, like, there's going to be drawbacks to it, obviously. But just in general, that whole, you know, as I was saying, the winter wonderland thing attached to it. You guys get to build snowmen and do snow angels and all of that cool stuff. Here in Australia, we just have to get rained on and just the bitterly cold wind. Because Australia is a very flat country. So there isn't a lot of stuff to stop the wind. So when the wind picks up, it's just horrible. It's always windy. And we've maxed out our bag for the second time tonight. 4-star, no 4 stars. You get too much snowfall. Well, it just seems like it doesn't matter where you go, the weather's just bad. Winter weather. No, I'm not a big fan of winter just in general. Like, even if we did get snow, probably wouldn't be a fan of it. I'd just be like, nah, man, I'm not going outside. Just gives me more reason to stay inside during that 3-month period. But I was born in summer. Like, it was my birthday on Sunday, which is the 1st of December, which is officially the first day of summer in Australia. And yeah, I've always just been a summer person. Like, ever since I was a kid, as I was saying, it's just that time of year where you can just get out and do stuff. Doesn't matter what time of night it is, you can just go outside and find something to do. Deserve an Ultra Ball. When you have over a metre of snow, you can't do much. Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, we're on the opposite end of the extremes here, though, just because we get 47-degree days. You know, depending on where you are in Australia, you could get days that are over 50 degrees Celsius, which is just... yeah, they're days that you don't go outside, because it's not just 50 degrees Celsius, it's like gale force winds that are just like you're inside an oven. Like, for instance, on the first day of the wild area, it wasn't even summer here in Melbourne, like in Australia, but it was already 37 degrees and like super hot wind for day 1. So I had to walk around in it for 8 hours doing the event for you guys, and it absolutely killed me. I just wasn't as energetic on day 2, just because day 1 just absolutely sapped me of all my energy. Winter has its downsides. Driving can be dangerous if you lack skill. Yeah, I suppose it's like that during any time of the year, though. Like, summer can be dangerous for driving and stuff as well, just because depending on where you are, your roads might be melting. Like, it can happen here in Australia because it gets that hot, like the tar that holds the roads together will literally start melting. Plus, there's a lot of wildlife out and about because of the hot weather, so there's a lot of more roadkill. Big animals to hit, like kangaroos and stuff. You get 30 degrees. Yeah, see, we don't get that cold. We're in the other end of the spectrum. Super hot. I just want a nice middle ground, all right? 25 degrees every day of the year. Where can I go where it's 25 degrees every day? Surely there's some place in the world. 25 and blue skies like every single day. Alright, we got 6 minutes left. Can we get this shiny? Probably not. You've heard that kangaroos are actually a pest. They destroy crops or something. They're not too bad. We do have more pets. It's not kangaroos, rabbits. They're more of a pest just because they're an introduced species. Kangaroos are fine. They don't do too much damage to crops and stuff just because they don't really eat that stuff. They're more of just like grass eaters. So they'll eat grass rather than sort of like wheat or anything. It's roadkill. Like they can be in like certain parts. You have just like any part of the world, like in America and stuff, they have like the signs, you know, deer within this area, so be careful when you're driving. It's like that with kangaroos here. So you just have to be careful, because if you hit a kangaroo at speed, they can do a lot of damage. You can do a lot of damage. And then we had deer introduced here as well. So not only do we have kangaroos, but we also have deer that we have to worry about. How many Stardust? We've got over 100,000 Stardust so far. They're just being a pain in the ass to catch, because Sableye is Sableye. Moose? No, we don't have moose here, luckily. Moose get big. Like, those things are gigantic. You don't realize how big they actually are until you see one in the wild, and you're just like, that thing's like 9 foot tall. What are the shiny rates? Same as any other Spotlight Hour full odds. Shiny rates do not get boosted during Spotlight Hours. They are whatever they are on the Pokemon already. And then you get ones like this that are just a pain in the ass to catch. I hate you, Sableye. I want you to jump off a cliff. Yeah, so unfortunately, it's not like a com day where your shiny odds get boosted. It's just standard shiny odds. So Sableye is I think it's a full odds. I think it's 1 in 500-ish to get the shiny. So yeah, I would focus more on trying to get Stardust tonight than the actual shiny. But make sure that you have an abundance of Ultra Balls, because in this hour I have used about 170 Ultra Balls just trying to catch these things, because they have been an incredibly huge pain in the ass. No, we're on about 200,000 Stardust, because I started on 22,330-ish, I think. I didn't check my exact numbers when I started. So we've at least a decent amount of Stardust. You think it's 1 in 64? It might be for Sableye. I'm not actually sure what it is. If it's a full odds one, or if it's a perma boosted one. We have really big moose bulls on the island we live on. Yeah, I've seen people like facing off with the moose, and the moose is like 9 foot tall. It's like, nah, mate, you're gonna lose that fight. They've got to be that tall just because they run around in, as we've just been talking about, places where there's meters of snow on the ground. So they've got to stay above that. So they just grow into these gigantic beasts, behemoths. Alright, last 2 minutes. Doesn't look like we're getting the shiny. That's okay, we have the shiny already. At this point, it's just... It is a 1 in 5? Well, there you go. 1 in 500. Yeah, if it was a 1 in 60-ish, there's chances are that we probably would have seen it by now. But I thought it was a 1 in 500 one. Which is a little bit crappy if you still need it. But Mega Sableye, we've had Mega Sableye, haven't we? that's a higher odds of getting the shiny because it is only a 1 in 20 from raids. So you'd be better off trying to shiny hunt Sableye in raids than in the wild. Hello Diana, how are you doing? Welcome in. This Pokemon shiny on your birthday last nice. Nice. I can't remember when I got my first Sableye. It was a while ago. And I think that's going to pretty much do us, guys, because we're on 6:59. So I don't think we're going to encounter many more, especially when these things don't want to stay in the ball. There we go, 7 p.m. No shiny. But we did end up with 22,546,000 Stardust. So yeah, like I said, I had 22,300-ish, 330-ish. So it looks like we finished with over 200,000 Stardust for the hour. And that wasn't grinding like a lot of people do. Yeah. So not too bad. As I said, these are a pain in the ass to catch. So if they weren't so difficult to catch, we probably would have caught a lot more of them as well. But yeah, unfortunately, they're just one of those Pokemon that just do not want to stay in the ball. So my tip for hunting during this Spotlight Hour is have as many Ultra Balls as you possibly can. Just to increase your chances. Because yeah, I ended up using over, well, probably close to 200 Ultra Balls just during the hour. And as I said, that was not me grinding like full on for them either. An Ivysaur. Sweden moose are way more dangerous than any of our predators. Yeah, as I said, it's just because they're so big. You get that in a lot of places. Things that you don't expect to be the biggest killer are, like, for instance, in Africa, hippos kill more people than any other dangerous animal. Crocodiles, lions, you name it. Hyenas, so on. It's hippos. Hippos kill more people. They don't even eat meat. They're hippos. But it's just they're so territorial and just so aggressive when people enter their habitats. Like, they just flip boats and just chomp people. You have 650 Ultras. I had close to 800 when I started. And I am on 595. So yeah, we used close to 200 Ultra Balls for the hour. I do not want a shiny Natu. Please don't give me a shiny Natu to rub it in my face. Time to restock some of these Ultras if possible. Alrighty, well, I am almost back at the car, so we'll be able to wrap up our stream shortly. If you haven't already, guys, please do hit the thumbs up button. We are sitting on 13 likes, so should be able to get a few more than that. Come on, people. Hit that thumbs up button. Smash like. What's the highest CP Pokemon? My over 4,000 CP Mewtwo. I have multiple of them. So 4,168, 98% Mewtwo, and the 96% shiny, which is like 8 CP lower. So they are my biggest ones. You just returned to Pokemon Go last month after a long break, so it's nice to be back at it. That's nice. A lot of people have done that, sort of stepped away from it for a bit, just recharged their batteries, because, I mean, the game is, over 8 years old now. So it can be a little bit draining when you've been playing the same game for that long. But it's good that you've ended up coming back to it. Unfortunately, everybody has done the same with a few years, basically since COVID. People, like, the rates of drop off for the people playing the game has been a lot more than in the past. And yeah, the game's just in sort of like a downward spiral because of the way that Niantic manages it. Unfortunately, they're not the greatest at running the game or any game that they've created. So just Fly, get out of the car. Did you get out of the car? I don't know. Doesn't matter. So yeah, unfortunately, if the game was managed a lot better by a more competent company, things would probably be better. Like we wouldn't have had as many people leave the game, because stuff like the raid pass nerf, the remote raid pass nerf, and making everything a ticketed event these days, you know, they've just become way too greedy, and people just have had enough of it. So unfortunately, yeah, we're definitely closer to the end of the game than we are to the beginning. But we'll see how much longer they can keep it together before it's just not viable for them anymore. But as you guys probably seen, recently it was released that they've been using map data and stuff like that to do like a AI map, whatever. Yeah, so they've been selling our data, using our phones to create stuff, and that's really what they wanted to do. One, create the AR technology, which they've done, and so they can sell that to other companies, and doing all their mapping data and all that sort of stuff. So that's what they've used the game for. They've used us as their guinea pigs to create that technology that they can now sell to other people and make their fortune. But I've been talking, like, I've talked to Zoe about this in the past, sort of thing, and she's just like, yeah, that's what John Hankey, that's what his ultimate goal was in the beginning. It wasn't to run a game company and all that sort of stuff. It was to create mapping data, because he was one of the original mappers for like Google Maps or something like that, and so he's always had that drive to do that sort of thing. So when he ran Niantic, that was really what their ultimate goal was, through both Ingress and then Pokemon Go and then other in-world games that they've created over the years. It's been to create the mapping data that they've created to sell that stuff, because it's very lucrative, very, very lucrative. Thanks, it's been fun so far. You defeated your first Dynamax battle yesterday. Nice. Which did you battle? One of the starters, I'm assuming? A little Wooloo or something? You vowed to return if the Gigantamax Pokemon were added. That happened, so here you are. You can't do any of those yet. Yeah, unfortunately, with the Gigantamax stuff, you need to be in big groups of people, because they are incredibly hard to beat, and you can't remote raid them like you can the remote raids and such. So yeah, that's a little bit disappointing. I am hoping that at some point they do add the ability to be able to remote raid the Gigantamax, just because a lot of people just don't have access to them, unfortunately, because they live in rural communities, or they live in an area where I live, where there's still a decent amount of people around playing, but everybody just does their own thing these days. There isn't that community anymore. People have their small groups that they just go around with, or they have their family groups, or they just have 10 phones themselves, so they just do things themselves. The pieces fell into place over time. Yeah, definitely. You battled a Subble. Easy as pie. Yeah, the starters and Wooloo and Scovit and stuff are very easy to beat solo. You can do Beldum fairly easily solo as well, and sort of the other tier 3 Gigantamax, as long as you've got decentish Pokemon set up. It's sorry, the Dynamax one's not Gigantamax, but it's the Gigantamax ones where you need like decent amount of people to be able to get them done. They're indeed hard to beat. Yeah, they said you've got to do the setups properly, so you've got to have your healers and your max moves maxed out and all that sort of stuff, just to really do them properly, because they've set up the system so it's more like the main series games, where you had to have people doing the cheering or the people doing the healing and all that sort of stuff to get through the harder battles. But the thing about the main series games, like the Sword and Shield, where we got the max raid battles, the Gigantamax and stuff, you can remote raid them. You can invite people to them. I know, because I was doing it for months when I was hosting Shiny Gigantamax Charizard. But yeah, unfortunately, Niantic decided that in person only. So you have to crowd in very obscure places with groups of like 20 people trying to raid one of these things, and it's just like this doesn't really seem right. Beldum said no to you beating them. How long ago? Just because they did nerf them. They were challenging when they first released them. They weren't too bad if you had a couple of decent Charizards, but they've nerfed them since then. Since when they first released their Gigantamax, because they were very difficult to beat, so they're like, okay, maybe we've made these a little bit too hard. So when they did the nerf for them, Beldum and stuff got nerfed as well, and now it's pretty easy to beat them. So as long as you've got at least one decent Charizard, like Dynamax Charizard, you should be able to beat them pretty easily. In some places the communities are thriving, but you've always been a solo player. You've never really been able to find groups to play with. There's a lot of places that you can go to join communities. Like there's Facebook communities, Discord communities, all that sort of stuff. So if you wanted to find one, you just have to do a little bit of searching, but you should be able to find one easily enough. When you are out and about by yourself, just look for other people that you think are playing and approach them and be like, hey, you're not just using your phone to send somebody a message, are you? Are you playing Pokemon Go? Would you like to play? Would you like to be my friend? Alright, so I can do a battle or two before we wrap up, guys. But I would like to go home, have some food, have a shower, send people messages. What are we doing? What are we choosing? Where are we going? How are we doing it? And why? Each other fairly well. Pokemon Go is really the first experience that you've had in any Pokemon game. I did play them back in the day, like the original Game Boy games, but then sort of went out of the Pokemon for a while as I was going through my teenage years because I was doing other things. Pokemon Go definitely got me back into playing Pokemon. You haven't done a single Gigantamax? Yeah, either have I, just because I just haven't had the community around to do them, unfortunately. But yeah, I know a lot of people are in the same boat where they just haven't been able to do the Gigantamax. Groudon. Oh, that absolutely smacked. Groudon got absolutely destroyed. Skarmory did a pretty good job there. And then Venusaur's gonna mop up. Seems like I chose a pretty good team. I knew it was going to be decent because they all cover each other and they get lag, of course. Here's all shield because I've got them. Probably didn't need to because it was surf, but that's okay. I really need to do something about this lag during charge moves. And I'm just going to let it do its own thing because it's going to KO either way. It's not quite rural where you live, more suburbs, which are a touch rural. Yeah, basically the same as where I live. Like, it's not rural, but it's rural enough that it's, yeah. It's not like it's living in a city, so we don't have that big city community around. GG's. GG's. Unfortunately, my team was pretty much direct counters for the stuff that you had. Alright. Steelbird, yeah, Carmera is very good Pokemon for PvP sort of thing. That Groudon got absolutely smashed. Just being ground type against flying type. Just, yeah, had that weakness. And being dark type, well, not dark type, shadow as well. Alright, is there anybody else that wanted to do a PvP battle before I wrap up the stream? Listening on. Still 15 likes, guys. If you haven't already, please do smash that thumbs up button. We're only 5 away from 20, so it'd be nice to get to that. But it doesn't look like anybody else wants to do PvP right now. It's alright, James or Ryder are usually the other ones that want to do them, but they're not here because they don't stick around for the whole stream because they don't love me enough to do that. They just pop in momentarily and then go and do their own thing again. Bloody turncoats. Are you subscribed? Thank you, Lucy. Much appreciated. Nice to meet you too. I will be live again tomorrow evening at the same time for Raid Hour. So if you're interested in getting into some Genesect raids, we will be back here. But now that you've subscribed, you should hopefully get a notification. But yeah, thank you for joining in tonight's stream. Much appreciated. Alrighty, guys. Well, I guess on that note, I will wrap up for the evening. But yeah, if you haven't already, like I said, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, all that good stuff. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow evening. Hey, Ryan. Came in just as we're finished up. No shinies tonight, but we did get like 200,000 Stardust or so because of the boosted Stardust for Sableye. So that was better than just getting another shiny because I already have... How many Sableye shinies do we have? 2, 3, 4. We already have 4 shinies. Because it was featured during one of the research days that we had last... No, was it earlier this year or last year? Whichever it was. I think it was earlier this year. Yeah, earlier this year where we had it, so I ended up getting a bunch from that. So it wasn't needed, but we did get it. That's better than the shiny. Yeah, like I said, I already got the shiny, so that wasn't really a necessity. It was more just the Stardust grind tonight. So yeah, make sure that you guys have got plenty of Ultra Balls. That would be my suggestion, because this is a pain in the ass to catch. So yeah, plenty of Ultra Balls. Chuck on your star pieces before you start, and yeah, catch as many as you can. Just stock up on as much Stardust as possible. But alrighty, guys, I am going to wrap up the stream. So yeah, again, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, all of that good stuff. I will be back tomorrow night for Sableye, for Genesect Raid Hour is what I'm thinking. So until then, fly, get out of my ear, God. Is that hair or a fly? I don't know, one or the other. Enjoy your morning, evening, noon, or night. Stay safe, happy hunting. Good luck for your Spotlight Hour. Hopefully you guys will get the shiny and plenty of Stardust. You too, James. You missed out on your PvP battle. You could have done one, but you know you missed the offer to do more. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. So enjoy your morning, evening, noon, or night. Stay safe, happy hunting, good luck, yada yada yada. Like, subscribe, and so on. Until tomorrow, guys. Peace out. Have a good one. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Bye 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 bye.